Boise, Jacksonville, Tampa, and from what I hear, rumors on the block, possibly 2 more markets this year.
Yeah, we'll be in St. Pete.
Man.
In July or June.
But
and a new venue for our pro event in March.
That one's in
Silver Springs.
Is that near Orlando?
Arena. Yeah, it's in Kissimmee.
Yeah, Kissimmee, Silver
Awesome.
Springs. That's where, like, anytime Glory comes to Central Florida,
Oh,
they
I
use
worked that one.
Yep.
I've worked for Glory before on that show. It's a nice area, a little out of nowhere, but good venue, great venue, huge. That's a proper like arena, stadium. Great kick by Brandon Ibarra. Manny Sone, ooh, loading up on that right hand, touching the chin. If the entire crowd can hear your coach telling you to put your hands up.
Put your hands up.
You probably should have been doing that, though. Ibarra going for the double, Sone shucking him off. Sone liking the striking. Definitely the bigger of the 2 men. He looks like he generates some power. We saw him late last year fighting, and a real banger in that one, and nothing changed here. Willing to fight, willing to throw down, and letting his hands fly when given the opportunity.
A little bit of a finger grab there. Incidental.
Definitely pushing off the fence, but I didn't see him holding it.
So far, we're halfway through here, 90 seconds left in this first round. Oh, and Brandon Ibarra lands a head kick there and continues to put the pressure forward, going in for his takedown.
Nice leg tangle. Sone changing the angle, turning him over, taking half guard top, and able to settle in. He's got a big, wide base. Expect him to try to use that left hand. But he's also giving Ibarra a lot of room. If Ibarra can get his hips out, he can easily recover his guard, but he's looking for lockdown instead.
Yeah, and then somehow, even though Brandon Ibarra wanted this thing to be on the ground, it is on the ground, but I don't think he intended for Manny Sone to be on top of it.
You never really want a big, strong dude on top of you.
No, unless that's what you're into.
I mean, yeah, which is fine. We don't judge here in South Florida. It is, in fact, South Florida. This actual venue, Sway, used to be known as Voodoo, and every Sunday would be Drag Day.
Oh, well, I
big
didn't
party,
know that.
Best party of the week, man. It's craziness.
And 30 seconds left here, Manny Sone continuing a little bit of light strikes for that ground and pound. The referee off to the side just looking.
I don't think Brandon expected such a drastic size difference. Not in the height. Like, Sone is almost twice as thick as he is.
Yeah, and that's when it comes down to, the aspect of, weight cutting. Should I, drop down in weight, or should I, stay, maybe like 5, 10 pounds, fight around what I walk around at, or should I cut like most fighters do, that extra, 15, 20 pounds a week, 2 weeks before the fight? Is size that much of an advantage?
Breathing a little heavy, but no worse for wear. Sone looking fresh.
Yeah, that first round, I give it out to Manny Sone, so I'm interested to see what's going to be the game plan for Brandon Ibarra coming back into the second round.
You can see Brandon's comfortable at kicking range. He's really hammering those leg kicks in, but as soon as the jab starts pulling or shooting out, he's pulling his head back, he's arching his back, he's breaking his own balance. He either got hit with one of those and did not like it, or it's just a little more than what he anticipated pressure-wise.
It seems like Brandon Ibarra, like he wants to come in, to get that takedown, but he just got to pull the trigger like he did just there. And Manny Sone is comfortable with just staying back there. He knows what's coming.
His shots.
Yeah, he knows it's coming. He's definitely confident in his striking versus Brandon Ibarra. That's why he's not, afraid of it. He can, drop his hands down a little bit low because he's not really afraid of that power that Brandon Ibarra has yet to show him that he can pack.
He's watching, he's waiting, and he's picking his shots as Brandon comes closer and closer to him.
Exactly.
Big right hand by Sone, forcing a Brandon Ibarra to shoot immediately, getting it on the single. Sone sprawling him out. He's on that head and arm, stuffing the head down and letting him off the hook. Ibarra's a little bit on jelly legs here. You can see him sliding around a little bit. His brain and body know what to do, but I think those muscles might have be under a little fatigue, maybe an adrenaline dump from the first. Guys forget, no matter how many times you focus on bad position, working out of bad spots, when the pressure's on, you're in the show, there's a couple hundred people watching you, the lights are lighting you up, and it's just so much more going on than hard work in the gym. And it really does fatigue, if not physically, mentally. And that will come to be present as the rounds go on.
Yeah, there's nothing that you can do, in the gym to get that crowd aspect. I know some gyms, like sometimes, our culture put out, find crowd noise on YouTube while we're sparring on a Friday night, but there's still nothing like it when you're actually in here in the club. Is the AC, too low? Is it too high,
Always.
going on? You got to think about my Uncle Jim is out there, he gets drunk after his third or fourth beer and he's yelling at me, and that's, going in my head. So all that thing you can't really factor, you can't recreate in the gym. And that plays a factor in here when you're fighting live in front of this crowd. And
don't forget the random people that don't know or care about you just yelling unbelievable garbage into the ring.
Exactly.
Unbelievable.
There's a guy that tortures the South Florida scene, just stands in the back and he just yells, "Do a karate chop." What are you doing, man?
Yeah, so far I definitely give this 2 rounds on Manny Sone.
Definitely. Ooh, shooting up those head kicks. Sone with the fast hands recovering himself. Good shot by Brandon.
Yeah, Brandon is getting in there, but Manny Sone's hips are just too quick.
It just doesn't seem like he's following through on that shot. He's getting to the leg, and but he's not pressuring through.
Exactly.
He's on both knees, so he's just holding on.
Sometimes you'll see these amateur fighters, they'll get in, great, but then they don't finish. They just make contact and stop right there. No, you got to run through the belly of your opponent. Push him all the way. If you have to, run him all the way through the other side of the cage. Don't hit him and just stop right there after you make contact.
Yeah, when you shoot a double leg, the double leg don't stop until you've hit the wall or they're on the floor. You can't shoot to your target, just like a proper Thai kick doesn't go to its target, it goes through the target. Sone in the mount with head control, digging under the arm, looking to stretch him, hitting him with some pot shots to get his hand moving around. Really just good dominant positional control by Sone. Ibarra's moving those feet. He's looking to improve his position, but he's not willing to let go of that hand so that he can get struck. You have to gain space. Holding on to that guy is not going to help you. The umpa only works at the very, very beginning stages of grappling, unless you're really surprising with it. So by not wanting to get punched, by holding onto that arm, he is in a way keeping himself in this bad position. He's doing a lot of the right things, but Sone's just a lot of man to move off you, and he's having a hard time of it.
Yeah, exactly. Like we mentioned before, you could definitely see the size difference between Brandon Ibarra and Manny Sone.
Ibarra digging into the half. He's got the quarter mount, climbing his legs up, but he's going to have to use that left hand to stuff the knee in. It's super hard to just pull the leg in with just your legs, and Sone is back out. I remember my coaches at headquarters back in the day telling me, when you're stuck on bottom, you are going to take a few shots trying to get up, but if you're unwilling to take those shots, you're never going to get up. You have to risk it all to improve your position in some of these spots.
Less than 10 seconds to go here.
Sone raining down fire upon Brandon Ibarra. Finishing the round strong as one can.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, your judges have reached a unanimous decision with a score of 30-27. Your winner out of the red corner, Manny Sone.